Hey everybody, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. Happy Monday. I am back with a brand new video, a new success story. And today, going a little bit out there, you guys, I'm going to talk about manifesting your subconscious mind, past lives, if that resonates with you. And if it doesn't, then welcome. And just like how to get things going, what to do when you feel like you're seeing no movement, what might it be about, and how to use these tools to investigate with yourself to create and get what you want, as always. Okay. Before I jump in though, please know that all of the links for booking one-on-one coaching, one-on-one hypnosis are in the box below, as well as links to my courses, pre-recorded hypnosis audios, and all the good stuff. Okay. So, you guys, I am talking about a success story today that illustrates that circumstances don't matter. Your outer reality does not get to dictate what's going on within you and inside of you unless you allow it to, and that you can create your reality through having multiple things going on that feel like and seem like they're against you. And then what might it be about, and what can help you kind of push things along if you've grabbed a lot of affirmations off of videos, or you feel like you're applying this information to yourself and you're not seeing a lot of change. What could that be about? Because this client and I explored a lot and investigated her mind together a lot about what was going on, where was it coming from, what does she think about herself, what does she think about the various situations going on that she felt like were against her. So if you are watching this and you feel like your circumstances are against you, or like this client had, now her outer circumstances before she began coaching was that she had known her specific person, but that they were in a period of no contact, and like everybody was against them. Her friends didn't like him. His parents didn't want her to marry him. Her parents really didn't want her to marry him either. They had just a lot of circumstances and situations that she had created that were like she couldn't have what she wanted. Love wasn't going to work out for her this time. She also perpetually talked about that she thought and she felt like maybe she was going to end up alone. And that there were just too many things against her, right? Like she just felt like when she began affirming, when she began thinking differently, and she'd been working on her self-concept, she had been working on changing the ideation of her specific person inside of her, but that it felt very challenging. Okay. Now I want to say, working on yourself, changing your thoughts, changing who you are, that affects your subconscious mind. It's not easy for most people, okay? Because your old programming that you're so used to thinking, the way that you're used to feeling, the way that you're used to energetically approaching reality, especially in relationships, is what usually comes in that takes you out of the game. And then also, if we go for some 2024 things that we hear, like hustle, go get it, go make it happen, take action, that can often get you derailed, because what you're trying to do, if you're doing love and relationships, is be pursued, adored, loved. Even if this applies to your career, you're probably wanting to be given a promotion, receiving more money, allowing things to come to you, to happen for you, good things coming to you. Now, also, if you have found this work and you're looking at this video, maybe, like I said to this client, right? Maybe she had had multiple times, multiple experiences in this lifetime, perhaps out of this lifetime, where she had gone after what she wanted and not gotten it, or that she had to really hunt things down, chase things down, go get them, make them happen. It was all up to her. And then it was like a losing game. Okay. The thing I want to point out is that your subconscious mind, we don't really know exactly, but what I have been taught and trained is that it holds the information of all of it. Now, this is very empowering if we look at it this way. I'm saying this today, not for it to give you more work to do and more disempowering, but that it holds the past lives, future lives, the present lives. It holds all of it together, and it holds the information that your belief systems, which are your deep set assumptions, create thoughts and then create your reality. They create thoughts, they create your perspective. All of it, you guys, is your model of the world, your model in this case, and most of my clients, love, relationship, success. So it is your filtering system. Now, your filtering system, though, comes from the subconscious. It feels a certain way. It's used to thinking certain thoughts. It's used to having a certain perspective. It's used to having certain viewpoints. That's why I have like tons of videos on mental diet, thinking new thoughts, persisting in new thoughts, persisting in new ideas. Okay. So like this client had all of these circumstances that she thought were against her. Now the movement she got so amazing. I'm going to get to the success story. And then let's talk about how we went about it and how we got to the root of the issue, how she got super empowered and realized it was all her. Okay. Dear Alexis, thank you so much for all of your coaching, holding my hand, holding my tears, and oftentimes really just making sure that I had tissues during our sessions. I realize now that all the work that I had been doing before and all the affirmations I had been doing were very surface related. They weren't getting to the root issue, which was about me. Ding, 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 ding. Do you remember that one time, and I want you to tell everybody about this, that you asked me how many lives and how many times I thought that I had played out this story, that everybody was against me, I wasn't going to get what I want, and that there was actually maybe an underlying belief system that I had to fight to get what I deserve. Once you had me reprogram and think differently, such as I'm allowed to have what I deserve, it's so easy for me to get what I deserve, then guess what? People started choosing me. I realized all along that I had taken this affirmation from YouTube that was, I am chosen, everyone chooses me, and it was getting me nowhere because the root issue was really that I had to fight to get what I want, and that without the fight, nothing was going to happen. But I realized now that I wanted was for him to fight for me and for everyone to change their perspectives. But once I realized that it was all about me, it was all about my programming, and I began to sit with myself, like you suggested for me too, instead of rapidly affirming and really asking myself, what is this about? And then from that place, rapidly affirming and getting on my intentions, that all of the movement began to happen. Fast forward to now. It's only been 3 months since I first met with you, but now his parents have changed their mind. They're coming around to the idea about us getting married. My parents see that I'm so happy, so they're in support of me, and my SP is choosing me, funnily enough. But I already felt like he was going to begin choosing me when I uprooted the idea of having to fight for what I want to get in this lifetime. Now I feel like things are coming to me. It's all moving towards me. I'm allowed to have it, and I'm allowing it to unfold. And now he's talking about that he only sees a future with me. He only wants to be with me. I'm the woman of his dreams, and he can only have this with me, which are my intentions. Wink, wink, wink. See you soon for our next session. And thank you so much again for all of your help. I am so happy I found you. You're my coach forever. Okay. So you guys, yeah. This is a great story to illustrate that the thing that you're wanting and your blocks to it are sometimes having nothing to do with what you actually think they are. Okay. Now, the only way that I would have been able to, or that she would have been able to get to the bottom of this, is because I was just listening. Now, in the language that we say and the thoughts that we think, or are the words that we use, they always reveal the story. That's why it's very comical when someone books a session and they've watched videos and said like, yeah, I don't want to tell you the story. I don't want to tell you the old story because I don't want to talk about it. It's like, okay, so we can sit here and talk about makeup, but we have to talk about something. I can't find your blocks, you guys. If you really want to get what you want to get movement, you want to understand the deep-seated issue that's always about you and your concept of self. You got to talk about it. I have to hear it. And then I'll say, ding, ding, ding. What's that about? Right? Ding, ding, ding. What's that about? Ding, ding, ding. What's that about? Now, like I myself, outside of reading Neville books and Florence Scovel Shin and all that, have done numerous seminars, and I have a degree in hypnotherapy, and previously did seminars about belief systems, releasing the energy, being the energy of thought, and doing downloads about energy. Okay. Now, what I have found, though, over the years is that the mental diet and really thinking new thoughts is key, while uprooting from the subconscious with just your thinking and just your decisions. And then that propels you to get what you want. Because the thing that we bring here that's different is that nobody in your reality has free will. They are showing up as you expect them to be and as you think they are and as you affirm for them. That's fact. It is not manipulation. It is not doing anything wrong. It is just changing your representative of them within you. And you guys, like this client, she already had a representation of all these people, right? She had her future in-laws, she had her current parents, she had SP, and then she had the version of herself, right? Now, the answer first is not to do a bunch of affirmations to change people. That will not get you long-lasting results. That will not keep you in the game. That will get you back to square one at some point, is what I've seen over and over again. We have to uproot the belief system of you, about you, that you've been carrying with you for so long. You just don't know, guys, right? The subconscious, what I was getting to previously about my previous training, is that it holds the information, past lives, parallel lives, future lives, this life, you just don't know. We are living, breathing consciousness that is created by our creator. Now, there is a viewpoint that there's multiple beings of consciousness that have been multiple beings that we see. Okay. Like Mother Teresa, Jesus, Buddha, that perhaps multiple souls incarnated to be that one level of consciousness in that person, so that you might have a memory of being someone else. I'm using Jesus and Buddha as an example because it's come up with a client recently about her belief systems and how she thinks. This is a little out there, I get it, but we're bringing it into practical means to get what you want with your specific person and to finally get adored and loved and chosen in this lifetime, because you deserve it. If you have found this, then that's part of your life story, is reclaiming your self-empowerment, reclaiming who you are. Okay. So in any event, that's how we can really think about, I want you to think about today and take away from this video, what is this really about for me? Instead of rapidly affirming, I'm chosen, I'm pursued, I'm loved, I'm adored. Okay. If that's not working for you, now that does work for some people. All of us have different minds and different compository systems and belief systems and assumptions in our minds. That's what makes us unique, individual. It's part of your life story. It's part of the legacy of the energy that you stepped into in this lifetime. Because if we go for some other esoteric ideas, it would be like you chose to come in as this gender, as this person through this family lineage, and that you also, in a way, you guys, chose these beliefs, chose these blocks, chose these assumptions, and it was your stuff to overcome, to really be empowered, reclaim who you are in a human body on planet Earth, and to experience fun here. Because like from what I've heard and read, okay, I'm a little bit going out there, okay, but I'm just saying, is that coming to planet Earth is pretty fun because we're different here than other dimensions, other places, other universes that oftentimes, you know, like there's a lot of stuff these days, at least in my reality, about aliens, right? Aliens coming to visit, the apocalyptic end of the world. I don't associate or believe any of that. What I think is that aliens do exist in another dimension, and they come here to visit, seek us out, look at us. What are we doing? They come up from the ocean. They come through the atmosphere. You know, I've had tons of clients over the years that I am the one that they told about their alien sighting. Okay. Now, this was years ago. Like I used to do a lot of very, very woo-woo stuff. But I really like the pragmatics of the mental diet after all the things I've studied, the mental diet, being in charge of yourself, confidence, being empowered. But like these people had seen aliens, been around, you know, and then they like forgot for years and then remembered when they went into hypnosis or did something that was like a hypnotic technique. Now, the other thing I want to clear up too is, as I'm mentioning past lives in this video, just as it pertains to what are my belief systems, what are my assumptions, what are my blocks? Okay. I do not do past life regression hypnosis. I've been asked recently about, have I studied with Dolores Cannon? I have not, because that body of work doesn't interest me. I like hypnosis for therapeutic reasons, you know, and uncovering the subconscious mind. That's just my viewpoint as a practitioner. Okay. And I do very quick sessions because that's all that I feel drawn to. And what I feel is really applicable to people, is my 45-minute hypnosis or coaching. Okay. And that's just me as a practitioner. So I am not saying to do deep dives and associate to all of your past lives unless you want to and make them benefit you. Okay. I am just saying, what are your biggest blocks? Now, I heard this and I hear this from clients all the time when they're talking, okay, about what are they saying about their specific person? What are the underlying themes? What are they saying overall, right? With this client, she had said, the fight. This whole idea of having to fight for what she wants, it was coming up for her. And I said, okay, great. So thanks for sharing. So what's the fight about? Have you always been fighting? Where does this come from? How deep is it within you? I want you to start exploring it. We got to get out of the fight, get into the having, get into the I got to have this. I said, so in between session 1 and 2, I want you to explore and ask yourself, what does the fight come up from? Where does it come up with? Now, I also give clients extra exercises to do that are particular to them to uncover and release what's going on within them. It can be going for a drive, yelling out of the car. It can be doing written exercises. It can be art therapy, depending on the person. But I had her do something, and she said she cried hysterically the whole time. as she was letting it go. And I said, okay, yes, this is amazing, because this is us really reclaiming who you are, persisting in what you want, and letting the other stuff go, because your mind is trying to keep you always in the sameness of what you know, even if it's what you don't want. That's the issue with the mind, you guys. And that's why we have to look at the subconscious. What is there? What are my deep belief systems? Because for her, it didn't matter if the SP was coming forwards and doing something. She would go back to having to fight for it. The fight thing we had to uproot. Now, as she uprooted it and as we affirmed through it, it was like, come hell or high water, she had to stay focused, because persisting in living without the fight, allowing love to come to her, allowing love to find her, all of that, which is like, if you go to my last video, I talked about the feminine, masculine energetics of reality. What she had always wanted was to have this pursued more of the yin, more of the feminine receiving energy, right? But she could never get that because the fight would come through. So it didn't matter if the SP, because he was calling her, he was doing things, he was coming around once in a while. It didn't matter what he did, because the assumption, the belief, the model of fighting would come in, take it out. Okay. So this is why I really see the value in one-on-one coaching, one-on-one hypnotherapy with a valid, qualified person, because there's no way it's unless you're very versed at looking at your mind as information. It's really difficult for people, especially if you're new to manifesting and new to using the mind to your advantage, to really understand what this is about. It's really difficult for a lot of my clients to have that viewpoint of themselves to get them through it. And I myself, over the years, have had so many mentors and people that have helped me understand myself. So therefore, I am qualified, I believe, and I know, to help someone figure out their stuff, right? So in any event, you guys, this is like a deeper dive into self-concept to clear up the Neville people. And what is this, Alexis? Oh my God, is this self-concept? Is this SP, right? You guys, you're all of it. Neville just used these terms, right? Which are now a bit overused, okay? Everything is concept of self, right? This fighting thing was her deep, 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 deep self-concept and her deep, deep association to reality, right? So we had to shift that and change that to progress and move things forwards. Okay. So all of us are unique is the moral of the situation. All of us have unique programming. So really, like, if you're looking at videos and you're watching videos and you're grabbing affirmations and they're not working, start to do a deep explorative dive on yourself or book a session so we can talk about it and really get into who are you? What are the biggest blocks? Okay. And if you want to book and not tell me anything, that's okay. Like, but I need everyone to tell me everything, because I want to hear the language that you use when you talk about you. I want to hear the language that you use when you talk about what's your association to the family not choosing you, right? Because the moral of the story for this client, once we cleared out and figured out and uprooted this whole fighting thing, I was like, yeah, you don't have to fight for what you want. Do you know that? Does that resonate with you? And she said, no. I said, okay. So in any event, that was the first couple times, right? Because we're so dead set on our programming is the thing. We are so dead set and oftentimes crippled by what we think to be true. That's why the mental diet, figuring this out, is difficult for a lot of people, because the mind will take you back to what's crippled you. The mind will take you back to what you don't want. The mind will so try to convince you to think your old thoughts, assume your old stuff, be the other person, be the old reality, right? And we say, no, I'm here this lifetime, getting what I want, receiving love, receiving the adoration, receiving it, getting it. It's happening. I get this. Okay. All right, you guys, I've talked about a lot of things in this video. I even touched upon what a lot of clients have actually said they liked in the video was the feminine masculine energy thing, which is if you're trying to be more of, and you want to embody being more of receptive, more in control of you, more allowing, and the yin energy, we'd say in the East, there is the yin, which is more receptive, and the yang, which is more doing, right? We all have both. But if you want to experience in this lifetime more of the yin, receiving and allowing, being pursued, this is how we get there. It's uncovering the deep blocks, the deep things, and being able to have the maturity and the emotional capacity to look at yourself this way, okay? Because you deserve it. Okay. All right, you guys. This has been one of my favorite videos of recently. And I applaud this client and I give her a big soul, virtual, spiritual high five for working through this and really coming out on the other side And she also commented that she felt so much lighter, so much more beautiful, so much more cellularly, like her cells were different because we uprooted this deep, deep thing. It was like she was all of a sudden energetically like bouncing off the walls because she had like let this go. Okay. Which we can do consciously. I also want to say, you can do it consciously. Hypnosis is a great technique and everything I've ever learned is great, but you can consciously work with your own mind this way. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Celebrate yourself today and this week and go out and make it awesome. Okay. Bye.